Back to my Market Make Sewing series. Today we're making these keychain pouches that are big enough to fit your AirPods, headphones, or small enough for a little wallet. So let's do it. So my pieces are 5 inches by 8.5 inches. I've got a lining, an exterior, and a batting. 2-inch by 3-inch piece for the tab, a swivel hook, and you'll also need some snaps. I'm showing you here, you can measure your own and make your own template if you need something bigger. Just make sure you're accounting for seam allowance, and then make sure you go left and right to account for like the width of the actual headphones. I am taking my pieces, folding them in half, and then I'm measuring 2 inches down from the top, and I'm gonna create my curve. Cut it out and then do the exact same thing for your batting. Now we're gonna work on the tab. So you're gonna take your little tab, fold it in half, wrong sides together, then fold the outer edges in to meet the center, and then in half again until you have something that looks like this. And then we're gonna top stitch down on both sides, and it's just an 1/8 inch away from the edges, and it will look like this. Now we're just gonna loop it through the swivel hook, and I'm putting a stitch right across to keep it in place, and now we'll assemble. So batting, and then I have my exterior fabric right side up. I'm pinning my hook and tab about a 1/2 inch away from the edge of the curve. And then my lining right side down. I'm gonna sew all the way around, and I'm gonna leave a gap here on the bottom. You can see my little tab is there, and I'm using 3/8 inch seam allowance. Just take your time around the curve and leave a gap. I'm using pinking shears, but this is an option if you don't have them, so that you can avoid all of the puckering when you flip it right side out. So I'm going around with pinking shears, flip it right side out, poke out your corners really nice, and let's press it flat with the iron. Make sure you tuck in the opening, and then I'm just gonna top stitch across that side like so, and then we are going to fold up the bottom 2.5 inches, and then we're just going to sew all the way around like so. This is going to create your little pocket, and then all you have to do is add on your snap. You can use cam snaps, you can use Velcro, whatever you have. I'm just making a mark for where I want mine to be, and then I'm just putting them in place. These metal snaps are not my favorite, but it's what I have. And this little guy is all done. Like I said, it will fit your headphones, but you can also use it as a little wallet, attach a keychain, whatever you want to do. These will be great to sell at markets. Let me know if you try it.